What's up, boys? I'm taking a look at some more player props today over on prizepicks. Got some NBA tonight. It's a 2-game slate. This is a type of day where I kind of recommend taking the day off or playing like maybe one entry. But it's looking like a really tough slate, not some very good options. I still got 5 for you guys that we'll take a look at. Obviously, I don't recommend playing all 5. I think I'm just gonna take 2 player props tonight. But yesterday on the Patreon was very, very good. Kind of. We were 4-3 in the individual props, which isn't good, but we were profit last night because we did 2 pick power plays and cashed 1 out of the 2. So that means that we were profit. So that was a good part. But yeah. So let's go ahead though and talk about some of these prize picks, player props in today's video. If you guys are already on prize picks, I highly recommend it. It's available in most states. A bunch of you guys have been using my promo code, and I seriously do appreciate you guys for doing that. It helps me out, helps you guys out. They match your first deposit 100% up to $100 with code DOMG. So I definitely recommend joining. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these player props here. But the free Discord link, the Patreon link, and the prizepicks link are all in the description. Please do not join the Patreon right now, though, because it's going to charge you right now and on February 1st. February 1st is in like 4 days. There's no point in spending the $10. Just wait until February 1st. If you guys are thinking about signing up, that's when I recommend doing it. But let's go and take a look at some of these here. So we're going to go, we got 3 points props, and 1 under for assists and 1 under for points, rebounds, and assists. So not necessarily all these are my favorite. It's just that we don't really have that much to talk about. I recommend just watching this, taking a look at what I say, and make your personal decision and on if you want to play any of these. But always do your own research. I highly recommend that. But let's go and take a look at Joel Embiid here. 32.5 points. I like him on the over. Going against the Lakers tonight. 42, 38, 40, 50, and 32. So this guy has been killing lately. He's averaging 40.4 in his last 5 games, but he is 4 for 10 in his last 10 games, 4 for 4 in his last 4 games. So he's definitely trended up with these points, but they bumped him finally. He was at like 30.5, 29.5 for like weeks on weeks, and they finally bumped him here. So, and rightfully so. So we'll take a look at this game here though. Joel Embiid center going against the Los Angeles Lakers, 2.5 point spread, 218 over under. This game is at 7:30. Let's take a look at the points here. So points to centers that the Lakers are allowing about right in the middle, kind of a little bit. Yeah, probably about right in the middle. Where did they go? There they are. So the Lakers probably about middle of the road matchup. Lakers here a little bit easier to the center position in the last couple of games, but it is 32.5. He's hit 4 out of his last 10 games. He has not played them this season, so it's one worth taking a look at, man. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really, really tough slate tonight. This is definitely a day that you guys should be thinking about taking a day off. But I don't know. Yes, tomorrow we're going to have a really good slate, I believe. So I'm not sure how many games it is, but I'm pretty sure it's not a 2-game slate. So let's go, though, and take a look at prop number 2 here. I think I'm going to be pretty brief on these today. I'm not going to go too in-depth on these because, I don't know, I'm just not feeling really any of these today. I mean, I'm feeling some. We'll see how it changes throughout the day. I don't know. I don't know where my head's at yet, but 22.5 here. Carl Towns going against Golden State. So just played Golden State a couple games ago. He had dropped 26 on them, so averaging 20.6 in his last 5 games. He has 5 out of 10 in his last 10, 63% this season, and he has had 17 and 26 against Golden State this season. So he's 1 for 2 against Golden State. He hit in his most recent matchup, which was just 11 days ago. So all right, let's take a look at this game here. So 10 o'clock tonight, 5.5 point spread, 229 over under. It's a pretty good over under for taking some overs. So but center going against the Golden State Warriors. Let's take a look at this here. So center against the Warriors. Let's take a look. Season long, the Warriors are a little bit on the harder side. So right there for Karl Towns. Last 7 games, they are right here. So about right in the middle. Kind of on the easier side, actually, for points against the center position. So he in his most recent matchup, it could be a pretty good spot for Karl Towns. Not necessarily sure I'm going to end up playing him at the end of the day, but I think a lot of stuff is going to change by the end of the day for me. I think I'm just going to do the 1 entry. But, okay, let's take a look at another one here. Again, I'm going to be pretty quick on these today, I think. I'm going to try to keep it short. But Otto Porter here, 9.5 points. I kind of like him a little bit on the over here. 12, 13, 13, 4, and 12, averaging 10.8 in his last 5 games. So need to grab 10. So 4.5. He's hit 4 out of his last 10, 4 out of 5 in his last 5. 41% this season. He had 10 and 12 this season against Minnesota. So he's already hit twice against Minnesota this season, including that matchup right there, the most recent one. So we'll see if we can get it done for a third time. So power forward going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's take a look at this here. So let's take a look at season-long power forward versus Minnesota. And it looks like Minnesota is actually the second hardest. So he's hit twice against a team that's really good against power forwards. So, but recently they've been a lot easier. So I don't know. This could end up being a pretty good spot for Otto. He's hit twice already against them. It's a pretty low number, so I like that a lot. And they have been pretty bad recently, but they are really good season long. So I don't know. It's definitely an interesting one here. You can also go on Statmuse right here. This is a good website. You can type in, if you want to take a look at like first half points here. So if we go up to NBA first half and take a look at Otto Porter. So take a look at Otto Porter here. He needs 5 to go ahead and hit this over here. So I don't know. You can go ahead and look at Statmuse and go Otto Porter first half game log. And his points will pull up. You can see how many times he's hit that 5-point mark. I've not taken a look at that yet, but maybe that is one I will want to take a look at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and take a look at 2 more here. So Russell Westbrook. I've already talked about his assists before, and I like him a little bit under 7 assists, I think. 5.2 average in his last 5 games. 4 out of 5, or actually 3 out of 4 in his last 5 games. He had 1 push. But averaging, he's 2 out of 9 in his last 10 games hitting this. He's had 1 push, 53% this season, and he's a heavy favorite to go under 7.5. So I'm thinking I like Russell Westbrook under the 7 assists quite a lot tonight. So, okay, so Westbrook, point guard, going against the Philadelphia 76ers. He is really good, by the way, season long, but he has not been dishing the ball out lately, so like he used to. So, okay, let's take a look at Philly here. So, Philly, where are they at here? They're a little bit on the harder side, so this could actually be a very, very good spot. I think this one might be my favorite so far. These are all just first look, by the way. It's early in the day. Oh, the last 7 games, they're giving up a third most. Okay. That kind of ruins it a little bit there. Every 10.24. I'm not sure who they've gone against recently, but they've been good season long. But last 7 games, they've been kind of lacking quite a bit. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough for one, I think. But he is 2 out of 9 his last 10 games, so I don't know. I think I still like Russell Westbrook under, but there's a lot of tricky props today. So, okay, let's take a look at the last one here. So let's go Andrew Wiggins under 23.5 PRA. This is one that I'm not necessarily going to take, but it's definitely an interesting one that's worth taking a look at. He's 43% this season at hitting this. He's 1 for 10 in his last 10 games. He had 39 against Minnesota this season and also 18 in the most recent matchup. So it's a very, very interesting one here because he's 1 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He's come very, very close, though. Again, not necessarily one that I'm going to go ahead and go with tonight, but small forward here going against Minnesota. Let's take a look at this here. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So there's not really a good way to go by PRA. We can look at FanDuel points, I guess, and look at Minnesota to small forwards. But yeah, they're really good they're really good for small forwards. They're averaging a lot of points, a lot of assists given up, so it's a really good matchup for him. Again, he has hit 1 out of 2, so yeah, I don't know. It's a really good matchup for him. So he has 1 out of 10 in his last 10 games, man, but I don't know. It might be a pretty good spot for Andrew Wiggins to hit this over, but I don't know. Like I said, there's not a lot of good player props out there tonight. My favorites ones, probably Cat, Otto Porter, and Westbrook. The ones that I talked about. I probably would stay away from Embiid and Wiggins tonight after looking at everything. But I don't know. It's going to be really, really tricky tonight. I'll tell you guys that. So, yeah, I recommend playing light tonight. I always like playing light on small slates. So, yeah, just kind of be aware of some stuff today in the NBA and prizepicks. So, yeah, again, if you guys aren't already in prizepicks, I highly recommend joining. Code DOMG, and you guys do sign up. 100% deposit match up to $100. But that's going to do, man. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys next time.